Welcome to the exciting rebirth of Superstar, featuring choose your membership rate as low as just $3 a month. At Superstar, you get expanded, exclusive video scopes each and every week, unlimited access to special horoscopes, class passes for Synchronicity University, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space. I look forward to meeting you there. Hello, fabulous superstar Cancer. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of November 2022. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. It is a remarkable astrological month, without a doubt. Big moves happening in the sky now. We've got some big celestial events playing out, making this month that much more consequential in its own unique way. And so as we begin the month, two important phases, right? Let's call it that, time frames we are in the middle of. So one is that right around Halloween, well, Mars went retrograde. And so we are hosting that energy throughout this month, into next month as well. Mars won't go direct until we get into January. And I will be here to talk about it every step of the way, but I'll link the Mars retrograde special horoscope below. Having said that, let me say this is happening in the sign just before yours. And so if you feel an inner sense of restlessness that you can't quite put your finger on, an inner sense of finding it difficult to pause, to be still, feeling as if something is in transition, but maybe you can't quite put your finger on it just yet, it really is okay. The main thing you need to do is be very kind and gentle with yourself as you navigate this time, especially while Mars is retrograde in the sign just before yours. But as we start the month, another important celestial phase is taking place, and that is we are in a period between eclipses, also called eclipse season, where the ancients believed that the veils between the worlds were especially thin, and it becomes that much easier to understand what larger spiritual lessons might be playing out in your life at this time. And so we are ultimately, as we begin the month, moving towards a lunar eclipse, which will bring eclipse season to an end. And that lunar eclipse becomes that much more important at this time. The lunar eclipse is happening in a part of the sky for you that has to do with friendships. It has to do with group alliances and understanding your connections to others. That eclipse is going to be hand in hand with Uranus. There's a lot going on at this time. It can be very dramatic, but it could also be very liberating as well. Whether it is associated with some group-related obligations that you have, in an instant, you may feel either freed of it, or you may feel as if through those group obligations, now in some important, dramatic, and possibly surprising way, your role changes. But I think most Cancerians are going to experience this energy in the context of friendships. You're getting very honest about who your friends are and perhaps whom it is that your friends are not. Whom it is that you've considered a friend that may see things differently as well. The truth about a person versus your image of a person. These are the types of scenarios that can transpire now, but ultimately it orients you differently towards other key people in your life that you may have an association with, whether professional or friendship or otherwise. It is a lunar eclipse, so endings can be that much more dramatic, but it is hand in hand with Uranus. The drama goes right through the roof. The surprise goes right through the roof. And for that matter, if you're planning a surprise party, if somebody else has planned a surprise party, it won't go the way that it is expected to around the eclipse. So you may want to leave that idea alone. And if it is that you have any social events to go to right around the 8th of November, well, yeah, it's possible that the outcome is very different than what you had anticipated. But the great thing is that this is energy that ultimately aligns you with a higher, more loving vision for friendships for you. What that means is whatever happens ultimately is good, as part of you experiencing that genuine sense of connection with others. On the 26th of the month, we will have this month's new moon. Now, this new moon is taking place in a part of the sky for you that has to do with your daily life. So many Cancerians are going to find that this new moon brings with it new work-related activity. And so for some, this is a sense of new clients or customers showing up, perhaps new coworkers, and there's some adjustments that need to be made there, but you're able to sail through them. This can also be new work-related projects as well, and perhaps an overall sense of busyness increases at this time. The fact that Venus and Mercury are close to this new moon does say that there are blessings and real understanding on offer, but it also means that the likelihood of you feeling like there's a lot to do, well, it becomes that much more a likelihood at this time. This part of the sky also has to do with how well you take care of yourself and your overall sense of well-being. Changes are afoot, but the great thing is that, again, there are blessings on offer, new conversations, and new insights that help guide your heart towards taking the best of care of you and making some changes that are oriented around love, including love for yourself now. But there's something else happening under the light of the new moon. Literally 5 minutes after the new moon is exact, Jupiter goes direct. And so Jupiter is stationary for pretty much all month, and having Jupiter stationary magnifies its energy and its power in some way. However, this can be one of those times when you're looking at this very worldly part of your sky that Jupiter is in now and seeing things differently. And by things, I mean places, very possibly. It has to do with faraway places, whether it is that you have felt inspired to get out into the world more than before. This energy can also show up in terms of higher education, in terms of feeling like a legal matter is finally able to move forward as well, or perhaps personal clarity around your own beliefs, especially those spiritual, philosophical, and political beliefs that you hold, where they serve you and where it is that they don't. In some way, given that Jupiter is the ruling planet of the sign that the new moon is in, there is a connection playing out here. It isn't just about what's happening with your work and happening with your health, and it isn't just about what's happening with your understanding of long distance travel or immigration or citizenship or higher learning. It's about the ways in which you're able to make these connect and feel like bright new beginnings and forward momentum is able to begin now. The fact that Jupiter is going direct does suggest this time can feel that much more optimistic and that much more hopeful for you as well. Now, where it comes to matters of love, it is going to be the beginning of the month, right to the 16th, when we are going to have Venus move through a heart-oriented part of the sky. This part of the sky has to do with romance and flirtation. It has to do with you understanding what it is that you truly want in all kinds of areas of life, but in this context, what it is you're really going for where it comes to love and what you need to feel loved. So if it is that you are open to meeting someone new, well, chances are, as you are in the first half of the month, you are getting your flirt on, you are enjoying yourself, you are able to find joy in connecting with others that much more. And so this energy can be really nice for approaching new situations with a sense of play and a sense of lightness that allows the foundation of love to take root. Just make sure that you truly are honoring what it is that feels right for you, that you want in your heart of hearts, and that helps you to attract love that much more easily as well. At the very least, there will be some memorable flirtations that transpire for you. For those of you who are just starting to date somebody, well, look, I do love that energy in the first part of the month, but it does have its moments, I will tell you. It has its surprises as well. And the reason I say that is because, especially early in the month, we are going to have Venus across the sky from Uranus, speaking in tension with Saturn. And so in some ways, I think you're going to be getting very honest about who this person is and whether or not you really feel there's any long-term potential here. But for all that, It does look like you are enjoying yourself and feeling that much more excited about how it is that you're able to enjoy the company of this person, but also at the same time, and especially if it feels like there isn't long-term potential, chances are you'll be feeling that much more open to connecting with others as well. And for those of you in an established bond, what a powerful time this can be. In established bonds, there's a real sense now of wanting to maintain a powerful heart-level connection with your partner, wanting to understand more deeply what you need to be loved, and to ask for that is going to be an important characteristic for you at this time. This can be really nice for feeling a greater sense of joy in your connection, and actually, because it awakens the heart, can actually end up being quite healing as well, where a relationship might need that. But for all that, it becomes that much easier to speak the words of your heart in the first half of the month, helping the two of you bond that much more. What I love about this month for you, well, there's so much here. It is a valuable astrological moment. I am going to say, I do love that eclipse that happens on the 8th. And I know it is a wacky energy. It may feel like a wild card. It may feel like it takes you in all kinds of directions. And just when you thought you knew who someone was, or you knew your part within a group dynamic, you realize that it's actually something very different, and it really is okay. You are moving in a direction of having people around you who recognize your uniqueness, who recognize your brilliance. And that in turn makes that much more honest and truly joyous connections become that much more available to you. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this each and every week for each and every sign for as low as just $3 a month with Choose Your Membership rate at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. Now, higher tiers get you things like all access passes to Synchronicity University events, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the Superstar space at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. I look forward to meeting you there, and link is in the description below. Thank you again for watching. It'll be a great month. Enjoy.